This is part two of a two-part series that I did. Basically, a project I did throughout the year, watching movies and ranking them. We did 83 through 41 last episode, so definitely check that video out. And in this video, we're going to do 40 to number 1, so it's going to be a fun one. So let's go ahead and get started with that. At number 40, we have The Founder, which for some reason is like a fever dream to me. Is that weird? Because I feel like I've seen this movie everywhere. I haven't seen it. Like, I haven't seen the movie before a few weeks ago, but I don't know. I just feel like I see it everywhere, but it didn't do well, and, like, no one has seen it. So, I watched it because I was interested in it, and, yep. It was pretty good. I don't know. McDonald's is not my favorite fast food, but yeah, I mean, I'd rather eat it than, like, I don't know, broccoli. Um, but yeah, so basically, it's a drama movie. It's not like hi. Here. If he's making noise, I'll take him out. You good, Chase? You good? We good? Chase. All right. It's about this guy who he's an inventor and stuff, and so he comes across this place who has ordered a lot of his machines, and he hasn't, and he thinks it's brilliant. So he decides to go in partnership with these guys with the last name McDonald's, or the last name McDonald, and their brand is called McDonald's. And so he basically keeps making decisions without them, and eventually just buys their name out, and so now it's his. So it's it's a lot. Like the more I saw the description, I watched it on Tubi. I saw the description, and it said it was a drama, and I was like, no way. And then I get to it, and it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, like it's actually pretty, yeah, it's kind of a lot. But I thought it was good. It is a movie. I definitely enjoyed some things more, but hey. So I watched the first Fast and Furious movie, and for some reason I own the first three, and I only watched the first one the day I got those DVDs. But I wanted to watch the other two I have for like for the rest of the year. But I just never did it for some reason. Like every time I thought about it, I was just like, no, I'll do it later. And now it's the new year, and like I just haven't yet. So, but I watched the first one. It's actually pretty cool. There are certain movies I shouldn't watch before turning a certain age because I'll be driving soon, and I maybe shouldn't watch Fast and Furious before I start driving. Same way I shouldn't watch Dumb and Dumber before I go on a date. So, we'll get to that later though. If you know, you know. But I like it. It was pretty cool. Like I get why this series is all like is quoted all the time, and you know it's like one of the like actiony series like that, and like the Michael Bay films, specifically the Transformers ones, are definitely like the bit like one of some of the biggest action you'll get. It's pretty cool. I don't have much to say about it. I thought Vin Diesel was really great. There's some dialogue that wasn't like too great. Like there's just scenes that like they should maybe do this for some reason. I don't know, but most of it was good. Check it out. Like it's people are always watching the newer ones with Dwayne Johnson, but this one's kind of it's forgotten. It's a good one. Go, you should watch it. Go watch it after this. Go ahead. Alrighty then, we've made it to Zombies 1. For some reason, this one doesn't cross my mind a lot. Good growling. There's nothing out there that can hurt you. So it doesn't cross my mind a lot. Whenever I'm thinking of the zombie franchise, I'm always thinking of the second and the third one because, well, the second one is the best one. We'll get to that in a couple minutes. And the third one, well, it's just weird. So, but this one is it's a good start. Like again, when I made the zombies video, I was not expecting to like this. So this was a great first impression for me. So yeah, like I can't believe it. I kept laughing every time I updated my list, like this list. I kept saying like, is the founder better than the zombies? Is Jaws better than zombies? No, Zombies is great. Like, you guys are actually missing out. It's so like critically, it's only like a good movie. But my taste personally, it's like I don't know what's wrong with me, but I love this series. I actually like I cannot, and the critic in me cannot rank this any higher because yes, it is a Disney Channel movie. Yes, the budget is not as big. My mic got unplugged when I did that. I don't know why I love this series so much, but yeah, it's Zombies one is great. I love the characters. The dialogue is mostly strong. Bucky is amazing. Bucky is literally one of my favorite characters in cinematic history, and it's from a Disney Channel movie. That's crazy. So, like, again, the problems I have. This movie features the worst song in the series. And it is only a B tier song, just mind you. And again, the songs aren't the best in this one. What was my best song? I think I need to update the Zombies list, but I don't want to like redo the video. I just want to see. Let's see. Oh, okay. I guess Someday is my favorite song. So that I don't know what I'm talking about. This looks like I put it as Fired Up, but I don't know if I like that or My Year better, which I put My Year very low on that list. So yeah, Someday is I really ranked Someday as all three of them combined for that list. So like the emotional core of the second and thirds singing it, it's very good in the first. Like it's still the best song. There's standing alone, Someday would still be the best song by itself. But I combined all three of them to make that epic number one. So yeah. So go check out my Zombies video. We still have one more Zombies movie to talk about today, but just they're very going to talk about all this in the first movie because that was the first one. I already talked about Gremlins 2 at length in some separate video. I think it was the day after Christmas I uploaded that video. And, yeah. This is now the weirdest movie I've ever seen. So for the longest time, I had Zombies 2 and Zombies 1 together on the list. And so it was this movie that separated them. So I hope you're happy now. Yeah, I do like Wicked. If you wondering, we'll get to that in another video. But this was just insane. Again, go check out my video because I made that video right after I saw it. So I probably have more to say in that video than I will right now. But I think it's just really funny. Like, you watch it and you're starting to think like, well, there's nothing PG-13 about it. And you're just like, oh. There's even a joke about how, like, a parent doesn't want to take her kid to go see it because it's rated PG-13. Or because it's too violent for her. Like, that's just incredible. It's so self-aware because this movie, or the first movie, and Temple of Doom invented the PG-13 rating. So that's amazing how they call back to it. This movie is just so self-aware. It's amazing. Like, you watch it, like, the beginning is kind of slow, but you keep watching. And it's just like, this might be the most amazing movie I've ever seen just because of how bonkers it is. Like, oh, I should probably do this real quick. Sorry if you couldn't hear me. I had to turn my mic down because someone was yelling in it a few days ago. So, hopefully you can hear me now. Like, Hulk freaking Hogan is in this movie. That should tell you everything you need to know about it. It's insane. Go watch my video I made on it. I go in more detail than I do here. Yep, Zombies 2 is undoubtedly the best one. I don't even know what it is about it, man. Like, the songs are good, just not as good as the third one. I don't get it. Why is this my favorite movie? In the Zombies franchise, it's not my favorite movie of all time. Like, I think part of it was probably riding that high I had after watching the first one and then seeing all these characters back. I don't know. Songs are still really good. It's I don't know. I think werewolves was a very natural place to go. Like I said last video, I don't think Aliens was the best place to go for that because, again, I just see Aliens as sci-fi or like something like space movie or something. They can and have been horror. I just think that was a natural way to go for this series in particular. But werewolves, that's a perfect place to go. Like, I feel like that's very natural. I think it works really well. I like the conflict. I think the dialogue, there are some dialogue that's just like, they probably could have rewritten. They probably could have rewrite that like that. But mostly good. Like Zombies 2 is really good. It's just something about it, man. Like Zombies 1, you can point out like specific things. You can in this movie, but I can't think of why this is the best one. It just is. Songs are great, dialogue is mostly great. Zombies 2. I really need to introduce more people to this series because it's actually really good. So again, I made 2 videos on Zombies, okay? I ranked the songs and I talked about them. Go watch those videos, okay? Okay. Anchorman 2 had Jim Carrey in it. Best movie ever. Kinda. This just feels weird, like way weirder for the Anchorman franchise. Like, yeah, this like a kind of grounded first movie. Like, there are some parts that were weird, but they were more realistic fiction comedy. This has us fight a Minotaur, Canadian Jim Carrey. Kristen Dunst shows up as like this angel or something. Canadian Jim Carrey. Brick. It's a movie. I don't know. Like, there's just a lot of celebrities here. I think it's counting on like people in their mid-20s to watch this, and they're the only ones who could enjoy this. I mean, I did too, because I do love me some good celebrities, and I think all the cameos were pretty good. They made me I'm not saying that scene was bad. I'm just saying that was insane. Like, what else are you going to do with a movie where the main stars are Will Ferrell, Paul Rudd, I forget his name, but he played Todd Packer in The Office, and Steve Carell. Steve Carell! Are you kidding me? Scare my dog. It's crazy. We'll get to the first one later, but this one is just more insane. Like, do not skip out on this one. It's good. The Cable Guy is... I don't even know, man. Like, the Cable Guy is just insane. It's just really dark. Like, it's presented to be a comedy, right? But it's just a really dark comedy. Like, it centers around this guy who played Simba. I think his name is Matthew. Not in the movie. His actual name is Matthew. What's his name? Steven. Steven's his name. So Steven calls the Cable Guy, Jim Carrey, who just wants to be a friend. And then he goes through all these lengths to become a friend. And then, like, he gets to the point where he almost kills himself. It's just really dark. Like, if you are a massive Jim Carrey fan like me, I would watch it. If you're not, honestly, you're not missing much. It's just really dark. There are funny parts, no doubt. And I don't think the movie was bad by any means. It's just really dark. That's my main drawback there. So, yeah. I had no idea what to think of X-Men First Class. Other than... I don't know, it was probably kind of like a reboot for the X-Men franchise. I was not expecting to like it in it by any means necessary, but I did. I thought it was pretty solid. It's I don't know. I just feel like there's a bunch of wasted characters. Like that's pretty much the biggest drawback there is there's just a lot of wasted characters. It's nice to see how this team came to be, but yeah, mostly it is the Batman Begins to the Dark Knight. You have to get through this starting movie to get to the fantastic, like, second chapter. But the thing is this movie is better than Batman Begins, so you just have a much better time with this one, I feel. I mean, you could, like, I know people who, like, love Batman Begins, and I don't hate it by any means. I still think it's a solid 6 out of 10. But... let's talk about the Dark Knight trilogy. I've talked about the Dark Knight before, but just not the whole trilogy, because I oftentimes forget about the other two, because I only like the Dark Knight. So, yeah. Here, I don't even have to pause it. We'll talk about another X-Men movie. X2. Really good sequel. Like, way better than the first one. And it introduces Nightcrawler, which is cool. I just think it's just much better, you know? I just feel like there's much more stakes here. I think... I don't know. I like Hugh Jackman's role here. Still, I think the characters are pretty cool. I don't remember what I thought of it. What did I write in my review here? It's not weird noise at all. I just heard. Okay, my main problem was that it was pretty long. How long is it? Details, maybe? I'm trying to figure out how long it is. 133 minutes. So yeah, it is pretty long. So that's my main problem. It just could have been shorter. I think the plot should have wrapped up like 25 minutes in, but other than that, good sequel. My mom wanted to watch The Hunger Games with me, and I did. We watched it on YouTube, so we got a lot of ads, particularly loud ads, because the movie's audio is pretty quiet for the most part. I liked it. I just think we waste a lot of time with these action movies. Like, get to the Hunger Games, guys. It's like, this movie's like 2.5 hours long. And like, you don't get to like the main fight until maybe like way more than an hour in. Like, it just takes forever to get anywhere. Like, the Hunger Games actual, like, the game is actually really fun and really well directed. But I just have to sit through characters just talking. They're just talking for an hour. Way more than an hour. It's just annoying. Like, get me to the games. Like, that's the biggest problem, is that it's just so slow. I like the ending well enough. And, like, I will watch the rest of the series, but just, like, guys, like, speed it up. I don't care. I understand. Speed it up. Click. Need I say more? Click is a movie I have heard great things about and not so great things about. And I would say I lie right in the middle of that. There are scenes in this movie that are just that awful 8 Crazy Nights level trash. But then there's like the ending, which is really, really solid. Like, it's an Adam Sandler movie, so it's fun. It's like a comedy, but like at the same time, there's just a lot going on to where, I don't know, and none of it's even real. It's all a dream anyway. But I feel like I need to have a spoiler warning at the beginning of these videos, because I feel like I would spoil a lot in movies. I don't know. It's nice to see that. I think Michael. If I get that wrong, I'm so sorry. How Michael grows in the movie. I think it's really fun. I think the actors do a pretty okay job. I don't know, some of the dialogue's kind of iffy, but overall it's pretty good. The Xbox just made a noise and it scared me. So, with that being said, here is the first Anchorman. And fun fact, I didn't know I was watching the uncut version. Or the whatever it's called. So, I watched it technically as a rated R movie. So, suck it. So, yeah. I didn't realize until we got to that F word scene. Like, there was honestly no clue. Like, yeah. That's a loud noise, but yeah. Anchorman is just funny. It's a good movie through and through. I like it. There's just, I don't know. I think this one's just a little bit more funny because it's just a little more grounded than the second one. Like, my favorite line in the movie is, Brick, where'd you get a hand grenade? I don't know. Like, that's just really funny. It's just like a simple one-liner. It's just like, Brick, where'd you get a hand grenade? I don't know. Like, it's just so snappy. It's much more snappy than the first one, if that makes any sense. But overall, I like Will Ferrell movies, and Adam McKay, like, he's a comedy guy. So yeah, let's move on. Just a quick heads up: the next 3 movies on this list are Jim Carrey comedies. So buckle your seatbelts, boyos and girlos. You got them all clicked in.
Let's get going.
The Mask. Okay. The reason that I think that Ace Ventura... I keep forgetting to grab the DVD. I forgot to grab the DVD for Click. I have it. Hang on. You know what? I'm gonna do this real quick. I grabbed this deck when I needed it. What was talking about? The Mask? That's right. So think about this movie. And probably in the next 2... So let's talk about this. The reason that I think Ace Ventura works so well, specifically for me, is because it doesn't rely too hard on the story, which works wonders for Jim Carrey, specifically him. Because, like, there is a story, but it's more focused on Jim Carrey rather than the actual story. The Mask and the next 2 movies do focus way too hard on that, and it kind of detracts from the comedy. I do think the comedy is at its weakest here in The Mask compared to his other works in 1994. It's still funny. It's still a good time. It's just so reliant on the story here. Like, just have him do some more crazy stuff. Like, I'm just kind of bored whenever I watch it. It's still good. It's still Jim Carrey. He's still very funny. But, and here's a big opinion. Dumb and Dumber 2 is better than The Mask. I'm sorry. I just think it's funnier. And even then, it still relies too heavily on the story. Like, here he thinks he has a daughter, so they have to go and find her. But it turns out she's not his daughter, so, like, what's the point, you know? It needed to be, and the original one did too, it just needed to be a funny romp with these characters. That's all it needed to be. So, it's just, like, it definitely has the same problem as the first one, which, Dumb and Dumber. Yes. I think this one has the biggest problem with... I had the biggest problem with this movie relying on the story. Because with, like, The Mask, we got, like, basically a mob chasing after him. So that's kind of weird. But with this movie, like... Why are you You're basically wasting these characters by relying too heavily on the story. Like, I'm gonna remind myself of the story. It's been a while. I can't remember now. I do like. Hang on. What are they trying to? I can't. Why? How do I? I can't remember. Yes, okay. How did I forget this? Mary Samsonite. I was way off. They're trying to deliver the suitcase of money back to someone. It's just like... Okay, here's my biggest problem. They do that, right? The movie just keeps going. Like, it just doesn't ever stop. The movie's 2 hours long. Compared to Ace Ventura's 80-something. I think it was like 82 or something. It's very short. Hang on. "86 minutes long." And this movie just keeps going. It's like, you think it's going to wrap up. And I didn't see how long it was when I first watched it. So I kept waiting. I was like, what are they doing? Oh, this movie's 2 hours long. What are they doing? Like, actually what? Like, it's insane. So, yeah. Very stupid movie. But pretty good. You should definitely check that one out. It's one of Jim Carrey's classics. I mean, like, there is not an X-Men movie better than Days of Futures Past, right? Can we all agree that that's the best one? It just handles time travel very well, but it's not quite like you would think. Back to the Future, you know? Like, you run into your past self. What this movie does is very different, and I love it. So basically, Kitty Pryde basically makes Wolverine. Like, basically transports Wolverine's future brain into his past self, making that past self like him from the future, which is really, really, really cool. I don't even know. I just think it's a really cool way of doing it. I also think that everyone's on their game here. I just think it's really, really cool. Like this is unanimously the best X-Men movie. It's just done so well. Like, I think the villain was actually pretty good. Peter Dinklage is good in basically everything he's in. So, also, I do want to talk about this. I find it funny that, hang on, Peter Dinklage in Infinity War. This has nothing to do with what I was talking about, but in Infinity War, he plays a really tall person. I just find that really funny. Let's move on. Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl. I tried watching this when I was younger, and I just never did. So the reason that this counts in this list and The Great Outdoors doesn't is because I watched The Great Outdoors when I was younger to its entirety. This I started, never finished, so this counts for the list. And I love it. I love this movie. I think the soundtrack, the biggest part of this movie, like that I really love, is the soundtrack. The soundtrack's amazing. I love it. Like, jeez, this movie's really good. Like, I think Johnny Depp plays Jack Sparrow perfect. Like, it's perfect. Like, perfectly. It's done so well. And I'm, like, there are a bunch of Disney movies with Jack in the name. And, like, I think I must identify with this one. I just feel like I'm more snappy. Like, the way he moves is really good. Like, he moves just like this. Like, as he starts, like, walking away and someone, like, steps in front of him, he's like, or seriously, this was actually my face. Like, he's walking away and then someone steps in front of me, like, sorry. So I quote this guy way too much. It's going to be a problem, but this is really cool. The action's great. I just love it. It is a little bit long, but hey, I can't really. There's a guy I follow on Letterboxd who, like, basically gives low scores to movies that are too long. Like, I think he gave, like, The Prestige, like, a really low score because he thought it was too long. So, but I think that's the best part of it. Well, let's get to that in a second. I think Yes Man. Oh, have you not heard of it? Oh, I'm sorry. It's a Jim Carrey movie. You probably don't know about it, but Yes Man came out in like 2008, so this was kind of like past Jim Carrey's prime in like the 90s and early 2000s. So, but yeah, I thought it was good. I do have a Jim Carrey bias, but I thought it was good. So basically, Jim Carrey's character is the kind of guy who says no to everything, pretty much. And so he goes to this seminar, which makes him say yes, but he kind of gets cursed where if he says no, like, some bad stuff happens. And they do when he says no, but it turns out to all just be coincidences. So that's my biggest problem here. Why didn't they do something like Liar Liar? Like, Liar Liar, he actually could not lie. Like, it wasn't like this movie where he can say no, there's just consequences. Oh, I'm sorry, coincidences. So why did they not just do, like, a Liar Liar thing? Like, this movie is just basically a choice to Jim Carrey, you know? It's good. It's good. Zoe, is it Zoe or Zooey? I'm gonna say Zoe. Zoe Deschanel. I don't know. She's in this, and she's pretty entertaining. The guy from Evan Almighty is here. He's also in Fun with Dick and Jane, and I still think he's a pretty funny guy. Cause I do like me some Evan Almighty. I honestly really like that movie, so fight me. So yeah, Yes Man is kind of underappreciated. I think it has some good heart, and I think it's good. Go check it out. It's underappreciated. It's on Max. Jack Black is an amazing actor, and School of Rock is just a really great movie of his. Like, thinking about it, like, he wants to win the Battle of the Bands, so he recruits a bunch of kids, which is kind of ridiculous. But hey, I wouldn't question a movie made in 2003 about the logistics. Was it 2003? Yeah, about, like, I don't know. I would accept it. I would vote for the kids anyway. Even if they did just show up, I'd vote for them. I think it's pretty good. I didn't watch it on this disc, so I don't know. That should be all you need to know. Is that look? Those are kids. They want to rock. I think there's some really great quotes in here. I still use them to this day. Those who can't do teach, and those who can't teach gym. So, story time. So, when we had gym, some days we'd play basketball. Most days we play basketball because my gym teacher don't know how to gym teach. And because that's like everyone knows, like they even said the first day, like, oh, everyone knows how to play basketball, right? Just go do it. And me and my friends usually just walk like around the perimeter of the gym. And one day a basketball hit me square in the face. My glasses didn't break, thankfully, but there is a little hinge on it here that is kind of crooked. Yeah, yeah, you can see it there. So I'm thankful that's all it did because they still work fine. And the gym teachers didn't see me because they were on their phones. They're always on their phones. And so I told my mom, and I quoted this movie: "Those who can't do, teach. Those who can't teach gym." So yeah, this is really good. Joan Cusack is in this, and I think she's a really funny person. So definitely give this one a watch. So a lot of these movies, or some of them I got from like my grandparents' house or some where my dad has his initials on them. So if you see my last name on it, they write their name on their thing. So I got this from my grandparents' house. 51st Dates is way overrated. Like I feel like people are just like, oh, it's creepy at the end. Like this guy basically kidnapping this woman to love him very much. But I don't know, this is a sweet movie. I mean, I like this was when I started to get into Adam Sandler movies more. So I watched this and like Big Daddy in like the span of a week. So yeah, I got this the other day from my grandparents' house. So I watched this on I watched this on Peacock. And I stayed up till 11:30 watching it while everyone else was already asleep at my grandparents' house. So I didn't watch this one on my other grandparents. And I liked it. I thought it was really good. I think it's sweet. I think the actors are doing a pretty good job. Rob Schneider was sometimes funny. You know, I can't really give him much there, but you know, sometimes they were good. So yeah. So it's basically, well, here's some plot. It's basically about she keeps forgetting every day. So it is kind of interesting. I definitely recommend giving this a watch. I think it's actually pretty clever movie. Go watch it right now. So I watched Grown Ups just for kicks and giggles just a few weeks ago, and I'm already feeling like I want to rewatch it. Like, it's funny. Like, it's actually really like it's just funny, man. I love the main actors. Like I think I talked a little bit about the second one in the last video, but this is a solid time. I really enjoy it. Like I don't know, man. I enjoyed this one. Like I think the main characters are all really funny. I think this is way funnier than the first one because I think it feels more grounded. Just like not as what happened. I'm trying to think. Yeah, just much more like it's much more grounded. I just feel like we're all always in like this one area. We do go to water park, and that's just really fun. But I just like the main area that we're always in. And I think Adam Sandler and his wife, they're pretty. I like the scene where like she learns to have more fun. Like she cancels the trip to the expensive place. So also Cameron Boyce is in this, and I miss him. So there's not much to say about Raiders of the Lost Ark, other than I think it is really good. The action is amazing. Harrison Ford is amazing. To me, Harrison Ford does kind of feel like just the action hero, kind of more of a self-insert, you know, a bad A. But like he definitely gets fixed in the third one. I think it's like kind of in the second one too, but we don't talk about that. But this one is really cool. It's not, frankly, amazing, but you know, it's a nice little family film that's rated PG. Don't worry about faces getting melted off. Don't worry about it. Kids will have nightmares, but it's worth it because this movie's amazing. So Twister is rated PG-13. You want to know the reason? You take a look. You think you could guess, but it's rated PG-13 for some language. We don't see the giant tornado on the front, do we, guys? Do we not see this giant thing? This movie's rated PG-13 for some language? Really? Okay. It was just pretty good. I watched it Sometime in July, before the second one came out. I made a short. That was a really fun short to make. That was pretty cool. The movie's pretty cool. It is. So, I like Twisters better, but it kind of feels like it's more of like a rehash of the first one. And I think it just does it a little bit better. I don't know. I just feel like it's much more fun than this one because this one kind of feels more serious. Like there's not a lot. I think Bill Paxton is a really solid actor, and I don't think anyone could live up to him. But I think Glenn Powell did an excellent job. We'll get to that in another video though. Twister's fun. Okay, well not. Yeah, it's got some funny moments. It's pretty cool. Yep. You should definitely check Twister out. It's a classic. It's a classic, man. It's a classic. Tom Hanks. What did I say, Tom Hanks? I didn't mean to say that. Captain Phillips. It does have Tom Hanks in it. I meant to say Captain Phillips. Is kind of a ride, man. Like, it's a lot. So, this is a true story about how these terrorists basically take over the Maersk, Alabama. Sure. I'm just gonna say they take over the ship that Tom Hanks is the captain of, Captain Phillips. And so basically, they're just looking for anything valuable on the boat, and so they get like $40,000, and they take Tom Hanks with them, Captain Phillips. And so basically, then it's more just on this like little kind of looks like a submarine. And they're like trying to get his captain back, so they do, and it's just like the ending is really emotional. Like I don't like it's. Yeah, it's just really emotional. It kind of got me, man. Like, Tom Hanks crying. He does a really good job. And there's some other movies on this list, and I know we're so far in, but there's other movies on this list that are really, really good. That his does. And he's emotional. I cried. Like, I teared up on some of these movies later. This movie is like this is really well done. I highly recommend this one. It is a little long, but I think it's worth it. This movie's pretty good. Billy Madison is good, definitely good. But I don't know. It just kind of feels kind of rushed. And I would like it. This is one of the only scenarios where I wish the movie was a little longer. I'd like to see more of him in school. Those were obviously the best parts of this movie. Like, towards the end, it just kind of goes off the rails. Like, it just kind of derailed itself from the actual script. Where, like, I just wanted to see more of him. Like, it has that Dumb and Dumber problem where I'd like to see this. You gave me this. I'd like to see more of him, like, actually, like, what the movie is about, rather than you want the company, let's try and kill Billy Madison. I don't know, that's not what happened, but it's an interesting little story. I think it's funny. Definitely check it out. It's not too long. I wish it was longer. I wish that it just had him, when I'd like to see all the grades he had to go through. I think it was really, really, really cool. So, yeah. My stream deck didn't do anything. It's not working. Okay. Don't laugh, okay? Don't laugh at me. I know you want to when I say this. Don't laugh at me. But Mean Girls is just really fun, man. I can't. I can't do it. Like, I am a self-respecting 14-year-old male. Why did I watch this? Like, honestly. And you know what the funny part is? I want to watch it again. This movie is so great on so many levels. It's incredible, man. Like, honestly. Watch this. Whoever you are, watch this. It's amazing. It's so funny. Like, I know I'm getting laughed at in the comments right now, but this is amazing. Like, man, come on. Just funny, like, she doesn't even go here. Like, I watched this and then I watched the musical, and we need to talk about that in the next video because it is embarrassing what they did to this. But this one's really good. Like I'm actually, like definitely check this one out. It's really fun. So I don't know what I was expecting from Big Daddy, but I know that I ended up loving it. Throughout most of it, it's just a comedy with this kid who's not basically Adam Sandler's. But towards the end, I honestly started feeling emotional. What happened? Like, I still feel so sad whenever I watch that ending scene. Like, I don't know really what they did to this, but it's amazing. Why is Adam Sandler isn't actually listed in the actors in this? Interesting. This is just really solid. Like I know it's mainly a comedy, but the ending is really good. It's really good. One of the best Adam Sandler movies. Happy Gilmore is like really like the amount of people that quote like or not really quote but like use the Happy Gilmore shot in golf is really funny. Like he's a hockey player, so it makes sense that he would swing really hard, you know? There's a scene that made me audibly laugh really loud is when he fought Bob Barker. It's just like what? Like that I honestly it's an Adam Sandler movie, so I love that. Like I just love like what's his name? What's his name? You're not gonna look up his name. I forgot. Wait, not Happy Gilmore 2. Even though I'm excited for that one, I want the first one. Chubbs, that's his name. I think Chubbs is really funny. I thought Ben Stiller was really solid. I like his cameos in these kinds of movies. Like, he directed The Cable Guy, you know? So that's really funny. This movie and Billy Madison are huge because they came out in like roughly the same time area. I think Billy Madison came out in 1995. This came out in 96. So it basically invented where basically all Adam Sandler movies go, the Happy Madison Studio. So that's cool. I like this movie a lot. I don't remember Tommy Boy as well as I do now, but I'll do my best here. I think it's really fun. Like, maybe I'm a little bit biased because Chris Farley is rest in peace, and I just want to acknowledge him. I think David Spade is like a really good actor too, so that's just on top of it. I just like the lesson they both kind of learn. Like pretty much for the most part, Tommy's just like this bubbling idiot, but I like how he learns. You know, he can do more. It's really cool. And like how David Spade learned he doesn't have to do everything himself. So I think the movie is really good, really funny. It's Tommy Boy. Go check it out. Why are you just sitting here? Go check out Tommy Boy, for dear Lord's sakes. I do have a VHS of The Prince of Egypt. I just don't want to get up and go grab it. So, yeah, The Prince of Egypt. I don't actually. This is the one I forget the most about that I watched. Like I don't remember a lot about it. But here it goes. It's one of the best DreamWorks movies. I don't think it's the best. I still think it's an 8 out of 10 because I don't know. It's just kind of. It's not a lot. I just think it's really weird. Like Val Kilmer plays Moses and God, and then Ralph Fiennes plays. I should know this. Why can I not remember? Here, let's look at the cast. Like Jeff Goldblum plays Aaron. That's a good cast. Hang on. Yeah, he plays Ramses. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Like we got Steve Martin and like Martin Short. doing like a villain song. Like Patrick Stewart is in this. Like again, Jeff Goldblum, Sandra Bullock, Michelle Pfeiffer. Like this cast is really weird. It is. It is. I don't know. It's just really good. It's a really nice story. Like I bet you'll get a lot out of this even if you're not Christian, and I am. So I got a lot out of this on itself. So I don't really like to spread religion on this channel. Like I think everyone. Well, I do, but like I'm not really one to. So it's also kind of hard for me to talk about Christmas Vacation on this list because it's a Christmas movie, you know. So yeah, Christmas movies are kind of different. Like they're all movies, right? But they're kind of only watched like once or twice a year at the end of the year. This is one of them. I don't know how to talk about National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. All right. Just other than it's funny. It's good. I have quotes on my phone. So on my phone I have this one all the way over here. That basically has a bunch of different different bunch of like, no one walks out on this fun old-fashioned family Christmas. Can I refill your eggnog for you? Get you something to eat. Drive around the middle of nowhere and leave you for dead. Look straight, little full, a lot of sap. Why is the carpet all wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot. That's a great quotable movie. It's really great. So yeah, I don't really have much to say about it other than it's fantastic. So definitely go watch this one. Inception, one of Christopher Nolan's most iconic films. Like, definitely, like everyone knows about it. It's just it's so iconic with everything it has. It's just, I like it. I like Leo's. Dom? We'll call him Dom because I think that's his name. I'm not gonna call him Leo DiCaprio. I like Dom's like relationship with his wife. I think it's a really nice story, even though like most of it it's not even real. Like no one really likes to mess with like the concepts of like time and stuff. And you definitely see some of it in this. Where like we have more time in the dreams than they have in the real world. So like there's this really cool like really long scene where they're all in the van and there's someone driving and like he drives off a bridge and he has like 10 seconds. He has 10 seconds before he hits the ground, right? And so inside there's another dream with like someone else. And then in that dream they go into another dream. So there is much longer time in that third dream, or I guess in that second dream. I guess we'll call it the third layer. In that third layer, then we have normally like we have much more time there than the guy driving the van has there. So it's just really cool, the concept of time. It's really intriguing. Like I couldn't wait to watch more of it. Like it's nothing like there's definitely Nolan films that are better. And I think this is like the action is just incredible. The characters are really fun. Like it's just a great Christopher Nolan movie. It's like actually go check this one out like right now. Go check out all of his lineage. Like it's really good. Okay, you're gonna have to sit down when you watch Interstellar. Like it is a long movie, but it is very good. Like Nolan movies don't typically make you like cry. They can make you feel some emotions, but mostly you're there for the cool action. Interstellar, like, there's a scene where Matthew McConaughey's character, Coop, is bawling. I don't know how you say that, but he was, like, crying uncontrollably at his kids. And it is just so good. Like, that is a really powerful scene. I just think it's really cool. Like, I hate that I watched Lightyear before this movie. Because now I'm thinking, when I think about the movie, like, oh, this is what Lightyear did. But no, I will never think that way again because Lightyear copied Interstellar. And Interstellar is an amazing movie. Just a little bit long. The ending is kind of like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird how there's basically just like, they basically are just ghosts. Which I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. But hey, we roll with it. Oh my gosh. Catch Me If You Can is so much fun. Like, this is a Steven Spielberg movie, but it just doesn't feel like it. Like, he hadn't really done something like that before. But this movie, dang, man. Like, this is so underappreciated. It's just so much fun. Like, Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks are both doing amazing work in this movie. Like, they're both really fun. Where I don't think, like, there's some people saying, like, Tom Hanks is the secondary actor. No, I think they're both lead roles. It's really fun. Like, the whole movie is just basically, like, them catching, like, Tom Hanks trying to catch Leonardo DiCaprio. And it's just so much fun, like, to see all the, like, the tricks that Leo pulls, to see how all the ways that Tom Hanks tries to catch him. And even after he catches them, the movie keeps going with this emotional climax, and it's just so good. You are missing out if you have not watched the movie. Like, I'm saying that a lot for the other video, but this is incredible. Like, go watch. Like, it's amazing. Like, I can't even anymore. It's fantastic. Like, some people I don't know why I ranked this so high. It's just so much fun. Go watch it now. Go. Bye. Go watch that after Tommy Boy. Yeah, Last Crusade is easily the best one. I did talk about this in the ranking video, so go check that out. But here we go. Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, involves him teaming up with his dad and basically finding the Holy Grail, which there are multiple movies that do that, like Monty Python, which I honestly thought for most of the year that I watched that this year, but no, I watched it like I watched that either before like December 20th. I think I had to check when I made the video because I think either I watched it after Christmas or before Christmas. I don't remember when the video came out. I don't want to go check right now, but yeah. But it didn't. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is the Holy Grail story, and I think this is done better. I just think it's more funnier. I always like quoting "No Ticket." I just think it's really. I think Harrison Ford. This is one of his best roles. Yeah, this is just really, really fun. One of the best Spielberg movies out there. This is good. This is you already know how I feel about it. Chances are, but good. Okay, The Prestige. I haven't seen all of Nolan's filmography, but this is his second best right here. Like, this is just so much fun. Like, it's basically about these two rival magicians just trying to one-up each other. And it gets to the point where, like, one of them basically dies. But they don't. Because it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, the twist, you'll never see it coming. But now, I can't wait to rewatch this movie. Because I know everything now. It's so amazing. Like, how did he do this? This is incredible. Like, David Bowie as Nikola Tesla. Like, come on. So I had this running gag on Letterboxd where every, like, Christopher Nolan movie I watched with Michael Caine in it, I just put, like, okay, hi again. You know, there's other old people you can use, Christopher Nolan. We don't need Michael Caine and everything. So, I don't know. It really made me mad in Tenet specifically. But, yeah. But this movie, you know, he's the third actor. You gotta treat him well. And I think his role in here is very justified. So, The Prestige, go watch it. Like, absolutely. Ace is so underrated. Like, you can't find it anywhere. Definitely go find, like, go right now. Go. Here, take my copy. Take my copy and go watch it. It's amazing. Go. Let's just go. So, I decided because I watched the Disney Plus version of Hamilton. I decided to include it on this list because technically it was the movie on Disney Plus was taken from two different shows, and then they had just an actor recording. So I decided to count it on the list. And Hamilton is one of the best things I've ever seen so far. I just think it's really, really great. The music is incredible. Like, if you've seen me, you're probably catching me with a Hamilton song stuck in my head. My favorites are You'll Be Back, Alexander Hamilton, My Shot, Aaron Burr, What I Miss is pretty good. The Election of 1800 is pretty good. Washington on Your Side. Pretty much everything in this movie is good. I guess I should just use the word show. Everything in the show is pretty good. Okay then. Yeah, Hamilton's really good. I thought the actor's performance was great. We can move on now. I've about lost my train of thought. I recently rewatched Forrest Gump for New Year's because I found that if you start at a specific time, you can reach New Year with Lieutenant Dan. So I celebrated with Lieutenant Dan and Tom Hanks. Trust me. This movie, this is the one that made me cry the most. Like, just all that Forrest goes through in this movie. It's incredible. Like, he's in the army. He's a ping pong player now. He's running a shrimp boat. Now he's marrying the girl. Now he's a father. And it feels like it just all comes full circle, you know? Like, this won Best Picture, and it absolutely deserved it. This is incredible. Like everyone has seen this movie. Like, if you were born at the right time, everyone knows this. Like, winner of 6 Academy Awards. Like, everyone knows Forrest Gump. Everyone knows the Life is Like a Box of Chocolates line. Everyone knows it. Tom Hanks, I can't decide if this is his best role, but it's really good. Like, just the way he acts. He can change pretty much everything about him. It's incredible. But I thought Castaway was just a little bit better. Like, just the way that this was made. There's no music on the island. And when he gets back, so spoiler, it's not like the trailer did that or anything. But, like, when he gets back, it just doesn't stop. And that's great, honestly. I think that works great for this. Like, we got closure. And I think that was good. I like the ending of this movie. I think it's, I haven't seen the Lord of the Flies movie yet, but I read the book for school. And this reminds me of it. But I think Tom Hanks by himself is really good. I like Wilson should have won Best Supporting Actor that year. This didn't have any awards, did it? Castaway Oscars. Did it win anything? Best Actor and Best Sound Mixing. I think it lost Best Picture. I think it lost to Gladiator. Yeah, that makes sense. Gladiator, I've heard, is pretty good. Best Picture 2001 nominees. It wasn't even nominated. That's crazy. Wait, no. Why did it say Russell Crowe won? What the heck? Okay, what didn't Gladiator win? Jeez. Why did it say Castaway was winning nothing? When does I click on this? Okay, well, that's weird. Well, okay then. I don't know, but this is really great. Like, on the outside, it may just look like, oh, he's stranded on the island, but it's much more emotional than you think. Which brings us to the best movie I watched all year. I talked about Liar Liar a few months ago, and I still love it. Still one of the best movies I've ever seen. Jim Carrey has been and still is a comedy actor. Jim Carrey made emotional movies. This is definitely more comedy than emotional, but he was able to tackle both those subjects very well. So, I just go check out that video. It's amazing. I don't want to put any links in the description. I just want to stop. So, 2025. I already have my first movie down, so it's on my letterbox. Go follow me there. See you next time then. Bye.